Hey guys, Doug here again, and I'm going to answer one more question for you. This is from Daniela. Daniela, you asked, how did Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, those were the guys who wrote the Gospels in the Bible, in the New Testament, the first four books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, how did they remember all the things that Jesus did? Wasn't the Bible written like 100 years after Jesus died? How did they know that Jesus did all the things that they wrote? Awesome question. Very, very good. Okay, here's a couple of things. First of all, what we know and what we believe right now is that the Bible, the books, the gospel books were actually written prior to 70 AD. So 70 years after Jesus' birth, we believe that's when the gospels were written. All right, so follow me here. That means that Jesus was about 33 years old when he was killed, when he was crucified and when he rose from the dead. All right, so he was about 33 years old. So within the next 40 years, all of those books were gathered and written. Okay, so say those guys, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, say they were all immediately with Jesus when it all happened. Maybe they kept some journals, or maybe they just really good at remembering stories, but sometime in the next 40 years, okay, they wrote it all down, which simply means that if they were, say, 33 like Jesus was, in 40 years, they were only 73 years old, which to you guys might seem like it's really old, but it's actually not that old. So somewhere in the 40 years after Jesus' death, all those things were written down. Now, a few of those people were not actually with Jesus. As we talk through the Acts of the Apostles and then all the letters to the different people in churches, okay, written by Paul and Peter and Luke, okay, they were actually secondhand accounts, which means that they knew people who were eyewitnesses. The eyewitnesses told these guys what happened, and those guys wrote it down. All right, so that'd be like if I came to you and I said, hey, I was out at West Edmonton Mall on Saturday and I was there when they broke the world record for donut eating. Okay, you weren't there, but you know me and you trust me and you know that I tell good stories and you believe that that is all true, and so you write it down in your journal. I talked to Doug today and he said they broke the record for donut eating at West Edmonton Mall. Okay, so that's a secondhand account through an eyewitness. All right, so if that all makes sense, it was all written within 40 years after Jesus died, which is actually not that long a time. Good question. Thanks, Daniela.